Hey everybody, it's Mr. Farina here. Just talking to you guys about some a writing sample that we have here. Because we're talking about narrative writing, which are just stories that you guys write, right? We're actually working on a personal narrative, which is a story about yourself or your life. So what I'm going to talk about is kind of like the things that we look at in writing, and just like anything, like if I want to become a better basketball player, um, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to practice, right? I'm going to go to a basketball court, shoot some baskets, shoot around, try to get better. But sometimes if you don't even know what you're doing, like my son, he's 7 years old right now, he doesn't know the first thing about basketball. So what he needs is to watch, right, and check how people that are actually good at it, what they do, and how they can be better. Like what are things that they do to make them better. And so he needs to see samples of people that play well, maybe watch videos, maybe watch some NBA basketball, although those guys' skills are way ahead of what we're going to be doing, right? Um, but you start off by just like checking out drills on YouTube or whatever it is, and having someone coach him and talk to him about it. So that's what we're here to do. It's the same thing with this. Same thing with reading as it is with sports. If you guys are playing soccer or any other sports, or anything you guys might be into, drawing. Sometimes, you can draw a circle and then it turns into something else. I see some of you guys are amazing artists. Well, it's just the same thing with reading. You have to put in the work and you have to look at good examples and see what you like about it. So what we're going to read today is just a sample from another sixth grade student, not one that goes to our school, but it is a student that wrote this little, it's just part of their personal narrative. And we're going to look at it and try to figure out, what are some cool things that she did, and just highlight those things, and maybe we can start trying to do that in our writing. So I'm just going to read this out loud. And as I do, try to think about what are some cool things you guys are noticing. So it says, I shivered a little bit. It's pretty cold, I said as I dipped my toes into the water. I took a pebble and threw it far into the creek. Well, whatever, I said as I plunged into the cold water. It felt amazing. The cold water covered my eyes like gentle blankets, and the water washed over me like a breeze. Swimming is my favorite. Wait up, yelled Emma as she ran down the hill with her floaty wrapped around her waist. Her curly brown hair whipped around in the breeze. I shivered. I was cold already. A moment after that, India's mom waded in, laughing. Ha, it's cold, she said. Then she stopped. Girls, out! Out of the water! She pushed us back to shore. I looked back and saw a long, thin water snake slithering towards us. I quickly swam underwater in big, wide strokes. I never saw any water snakes around Osary Creek, I thought. You guys' first impressions on this story. It's not bad, right? It's pretty, it kind of grabs your attention. There's some things that she does that are like great, you wouldn't expect a sixth grader to be able to do that, but guess what? She did. And just like she did, I'm sure you guys can too. It just takes practice and work. So let's take a look and see what she did, that was, a good job. Well, what did she do to make things very interesting for her? Let's see here. I shivered a little bit. It's pretty cold, I said as I dipped my toes into the water. I took a pebble and threw it far into the creek. So right off the bat, can you guys like picture where she's at? You can, right? It's cold. She dipped her toes in the water. You can get the sense that she's near a creek or like a river or a lake or something. Well, whatever, I said as I plunged into the cold water. It felt amazing. The cold water covered my eyes like gentle blankets, and the water washed over me like a breeze. So look at that right there. That was a beautiful sentence, right? She said the cold water covered my eyes, and I'm going to actually underline this, like a gentle breeze, like gentle blankets, and the water washed over me like a breeze. Like, that's some great description. So I'm going to put that right here. She uses great descriptions, right? Oh, I went off the page. Sorry, guys. She's letting us picture it, right? She's giving us visuals. She's also doing something else that we want to make sure you guys start doing in your writings if you haven't already. What are these things right here? Look at these little symbols, right? They're all over her page. They're called quotation marks, right? So I'm going to highlight some words that use quotation marks. Look at it's right here. And right here. And right here. Anywhere else? Did I miss anywhere else? Oh, right here. The mom, you can shout something, right? So this whole part right here. So what she's using dialogue, right? That's when characters communicate or conversate. We talked about that in class. And when you use dialogue, it makes your writing a lot more interesting because it gives us like a little insight to what the person is like. Like right here when the mom says, "Girls, out of the water," she pushes back to shore. Instead of just saying like, "Oh, my mom yelled for us to come back," which, that works too. My mom yelled and called for us to come back or out of the water. Instead of saying that, she said, "Girls, out of the water." So she let us like feel it, like we're there, right? That's something good writers do. And so this is something we're hoping you guys can start adding into your writing, is to focus on like using dialogue in your writing and making great descriptions. Like, let us visualize what you guys are trying to tell us. Like, what was it like there? What did you feel? Were you cold? Did you get goosebumps? Things like that. That helps your writing and it makes it a lot more interesting. So this was a great little story. And it's just a little part of a story, right? Like, it kind of captured your attention and you want more. Well, that's what good writers do, and that's what we're hoping that we can focus on, guys. And there's a lot of great descriptions here. There's a lot of other things that she did that are amazing. And we're going to focus on just a few things at a time. So this next part of your writing, what we're going to focus on is using dialogue and adding more great descriptions for us to visualize, right? Picture what's going on. All right, Mr. Farina, out.